are the nutrients present in the food, and from where these are sourced. We will learn about that. So generally a meal means a complete meal, what we eat during lunch or dinner. What does it constitute? It may constitute a dal, that is specific, one grain will be there, one cereal will be there. Grains means paddy, that is rice or wheat. Then cereals means all the dals. So generally a meal consists of dal, chapati, vegetables or meat or fish curry. Different states people eat different types of meals. Suppose if we move to Kerala side, there they eat appam with fish curry. If we talk about Andhra Pradesh, there people eat rasam or dal or charu made up of tuar dal only. Then they eat rice, they eat appadam or papad, then they eat pickles, curd, etc. So as we move on the northern side, the diet will be morely constituted of chapati and vegetables like sarson ka saag or any vegetables like bhindi or anything. So generally a diet consists of a dal, grains and everything, vegetables like that. So what do all these different food items contain? So each dish is definitely made up of many ingredients. Ingredients means the things which were used for preparing that dish. So these ingredients are sourced from plants and animals. We read earlier that ingredients are sourced from plants and animals. So these ingredients contain components that are needed by the body. So these ingredients contain components called nutrients. So these ingredients from which all the dishes are made these ingredients contain components called nutrients. So these nutrients are needed for the body, for growth, for repair, for movement, for performing our daily activities. We need nutrients. So the nutrients come from all the ingredients from which the food will be prepared. So the major nutrients include, what are the major nutrients which are present usually in our daily food? They are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, dietary fibers. Dietary fibers are also known as roughage, 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 and water. Water is also very essential for our body. So water is also a nutrient for the body. So the major nutrients include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, dietary fibers or roughage, and water. So do all the food items contain all these nutrients? No. Each food item will be specific to few nutrients. Suppose taking example of rice. Rice is mainly source of carbohydrate. Then taking example of dals. Dal are the major sources of proteins. Then taking examples of milk products like ghee, butter, cheese, all those are sources of fats. So like this, all the food items do not contain all the nutrients. Some food items are specific to some nutrients. So we will do some tests to know the presence of these nutrients in the food. So we will do some experiments to know the presence of these nutrients in the food, to know whether the nutrients are present in the food or not. But we cannot do the tests for all the nutrients. Only 3 things we will be doing which are easier to do, the others will be tough which we cannot do. So for the 3 things for which we will be testing are carbohydrates, proteins and fats. These tests are easy when compared to the other tests. So tests for the presence of nutrients, that is carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Only 3 things we will be testing, and for testing these things we need some chemical solutions. So what are those solutions? They are the dilute solution of iodine. How can we prepare the dilute solution of iodine? We get ready-made iodine solutions in the market, brown color liquid. This can be prepared by adding few drops of tincture iodine to test tube filled with water. You have to take a test tube, fill it half with water, add few drops of iodine which is available in the market. Then you get a solution of iodine, dilute solution of iodine. This dilute solution of iodine will be used for testing carbohydrates. Then second solution, copper sulfate solution. How is copper sulfate solution prepared? By dissolving 2 grams of copper sulfate. CuSO4 is the chemical formula of copper sulfate. Cu indicates copper and SO4 indicates sulfate. So 2 grams of copper sulfate. 2 grams of copper sulfate is dissolved in 100 milliliters of water. Water chemical formula is H2O. So copper sulfate solution, how do we get? By dissolving 2 grams of copper sulfate in 100 milligrams, 100 ml of water. So we get copper sulfate solution. Then we need one more solution, caustic soda solution. Caustic soda solution, how can it be prepared? 10 grams of caustic soda will be dissolved in 100 milliliters of water. That gives us the caustic soda solution. 10 grams of caustic soda dissolved in 100 milliliters of water gives us the solution of caustic soda. So the copper sulfate solution and caustic soda solution are used for testing the proteins. Iodine solution is for testing carbohydrate presence, and these two solutions are used for testing the presence of proteins. And all these tests can be performed both on cooked items and raw items. Remember, all the tests can be performed on cooked items as well as raw items. So one more thing what you have to remember is never taste any of this solution. Don't keep in the mouth. So now we will know how can we test for carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are available in all the foods in the form of starch and sugar. So if we talk about starch, it means the presence of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are mainly present in rice, potato. So have you ever observed when your mom cuts potato? After cutting potato, they dip it in water and the water shows white in color. So you have to wash the potato multiple times until the white colored water goes away and you get a clear water. So the white color, what you get in the water is nothing but the starch of the potato. Same way we have potato starch, we have corn flour, we use in preparation of manchuria and all the things. That is nothing but corn starch. So we have potato starch, we have corn starch, then the rice also if we wash we get a whitish colored water, right? So all that white colored water, the white colored substance indicates starch in it. So that is how potatoes, rice, corn, all these are sources of starch. And carbohydrates are carbohydrates are a good source of energy. So if we eat carbohydrate rich food, we get a lot of energy. Like if we eat rice, if we eat corn, if we eat potato made foods made with potato, we get lots of energy. So how can we test for the presence of starch? So as we read earlier that we have made a iodine solution by mixing tincture iodine in water. So that we have to take any raw or cooked food item. Then we have to put few drops of iodine solution on it. So then we have to observe it for some time. If there is any change in color, if the solution changes into blue-black in color, it indicates that there is starch in it. So any food item, if you add few drops of iodine solution, it changes its color into blue or black. So that color change indicates the presence of starch. Next, how can we test for proteins? So take a sample of any item. Sample means little quantity of any item for testing. Then if that item is in a solid state, bring it to a powder or paste state. We cannot test a solid state item. Solid means hard. Then you have to bring it to a paste or a powdered state. That means another soft consistent stage. Then what you do? Put that small quantity of food sample in a test tube. Add 10 drops of water and mix it. So that food sample you have taken in a test tube, added a few drops of water and you have mixed it. Then to that test tube you are adding with the help of a dropper. Dropper you know for the babies and infants. How do we give the medicines or syrups? We give with the help of dropper. That means things fall drop by drop. It is a plastic instrument. The medicine is, so that in infants the medicine is administered with the help of droppers. If you have infants at your home, very months babies, you can see that medicines will be given, the syrups will be given with the help of droppers. So that way, with the help of a dropper, to that test tube add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. CuSO4 I told you is a chemical formula of copper sulfate, and 10 drops of caustic soda solution. How did we prepare caustic soda solution? By pre-mixing 100 ml of water to 10 grams of caustic soda. Same way, copper sulfate also we mixed with 2 grams of copper sulfate solution to 100 ml of water. So then if you add copper sulfate and caustic soda solution to that test tube, mix it and let it stand for some time. Let it stand means do not disturb the test tube for some time. Then after some time you see the color change. If the solution turns violet, it indicates that there is presence of protein. So after adding copper sulfate, water and caustic soda solution, that food item changes the color to violet, it indicates that there is protein in that food item. So this is a test for starch and protein.